Hey guys, this is Chance Williams, and today on Chance Shop Talk, we're going to talk about a 1999 model Astro van, Chevrolet. Yeah, I know what you guys are saying, Astro? Dude, let me tell you, this vehicle is really nice. But anyway, this vehicle came into us from another shop with a no start. We checked codes in this thing, and actually we have one trouble code stored. And I'll show it to you guys. And the trouble code stored is 1626. Okay. It basically says that there's an anti-theft fault enabled circuit. All right, so there's a few things you can do on this. Sometimes different codes tell you it leads you in different directions, but on this particular code right here, it actually tells us to go and check some voltages. So we got to make sure our ground's good. We got to make sure that we have 9 to 12 volts coming out of the pass lock sensor on the red and white wire. We also got to make sure we have a reference voltage coming out of the pass lock sensor, and also a good ground, good power. So let's go over to the vehicle, and that's what we're going to do today, and show you guys a little bit about what we do. So this is actually a really nice vehicle. I think the guy's taking very good care of it. It's like new in here. I really don't want to show you inside it because it's not my responsibility to actually probably show people's personal stuff inside a vehicle. But anyway, I'm gonna set this camera up right here. This is about as much as you're gonna get inside with me. So it's actually located right up in here. All right, y'all give me 1 minute, guys. All right, so I'm back. I had to grab my stuff here. This is actually located up in here, up in this little hole up in here. You have to pretty much have some yoga tricks to get up in here and mount it. That's where it's actually mounted. We actually went ahead and removed the cup holder, the belly cover here, and look how new this carpet looks. I enjoy working on stuff like this, and the man just had him a nice little stereo install. When people install stereos and stuff, I hate going in behind them. They never secure anything. Look, this stuff right here is just hanging out. I mean, gosh, you get paid good money to do this. Just take a few extra minutes to make the job worthwhile, I guess you'd say. But anyway, look here, you probably can't see the connector very well, but this is the connector right here, and this is actually the old control module. And hopefully y'all can see the part number on here. I'm gonna post a link in the description of where to get parts for this particular car if you need it, even a phone number. But anyway, we're gonna plug this little booger up, plug it up the right way. Now, one of the things that I always do, because it's bitten me a few times, is I have actually gotten myself in trouble with circuits being shorted or what have you. But anyway, first off, we're going to make sure that we have power into this module right here. And I tell you another thing to do. Y'all go out, you can buy a box of connectors and stuff that you can use to back probe. I really like using these. You don't damage the harnessers or anything, which is awesome. Cause a lot of havoc later on, especially if you're servicing that vehicle for multiple years and it come to find out you have to diagnose something and it kicked your butt because you ended up having a issue with something you did many years back. But anyway, the orange wire we're going to check first. As you can see, we got 12 volts. 12 volts. Hopefully y'all can see that. All right, so our yellow, we're supposed to have a reference voltage of 5 volts coming out of it. All right, we got our reference voltage coming out of the module, and that goes back into the PCM. I'll show you a wiring diagram of it in just a few minutes. Black wire, I believe it's the black wire, has to be ground. You can actually check for a ground like there in 39 millivolts. Actually, no, I'm 139 millivolts. I thought I saw it, but that's usually a pretty good ground right there. So then they want to check for 12 volts out, reference voltage, another reference voltage on the red and white wire. All right, see, I have nothing. And this is with the wire cut. This is what I was going to tell you guys. I actually cut the wire here for this thing. And the reason I did that is because the reference voltage actually comes out of this module. So I had back probed and checked these things before, and had a problem with the circuit taking down the reference voltage. So that's the reason I actually always cut them, because if you got a bad ground or something, or excuse me, a shorted ground, then it takes it down. You'll think, oh, it's just a module. But anyway, it is definitely the module. This is the old one right here, and this is the new one. So this new one right here, I actually, GM don't offer them anymore. So I picked this one up at Amazon. It got here pretty quick. Actually, 2 weeks before they said it was supposed to get here. So we was just in limbo, because like I said, GM don't offer this no more. It's called Pro Rebuilt. Their phone number is on here, and I'll post it in the description, but here's the part number. But anyway, let's plug this little booger up. Now, when you're fooling with pass lock modules and stuff like that, you pretty much got to have a got to relearn the keys or program the keys, especially on these other ones. It's really just a relearn procedure, and it's about 30 minutes long. I'm not going to sit here and take 30 minutes to do a video to do the relearn on here, but we're going to go back in and check this reference voltage one more time that's coming out of the module. Now, as you can see, we got 11 volts, and I need to hook up a battery maintainer to pull the voltage back up on this thing. Also, when you're doing these key relearns, most of the time you have to have at least 13 volts on some of these systems, and believe it or not, even as old as they are. And the reason I know that is because I had myself bit one time when I was trying to do a relearn. So when you're dealing with that kind of stuff and you don't really have no way of getting up to that 13 point mark, I guess what I recommend is trying a battery charger, or excuse me, not a battery charger, maybe a Trinkler charger or something like that, to try to get the static voltage up on it. But we actually use a battery maintainer. The battery maintainer we have is actually for programming, and we can actually dial in what voltage we want, and it's actually, of course, a snap-on. And I don't expect none of you hobbyists to go out there unless y'all got plenty of money to buy whatever you want to buy when you want to buy it. So we'll hook this up real quick, and we'll see what kind of voltage we can actually get out of the module. This can be a little challenging right here when you're dealing with just you put the red on the black, right guys? Ain't that what you do? I got some risk issues like none of you have ever had. No risk issues at all, right? Doing what we do. I would love to get to that battery negative. And GM, thank you. We'll always go way above and beyond to help us guys out here, I tell you. All right, so I think I got it on there. We'll turn our battery maintainer on. Shows 12.5 here, so we got a little drop in there because that does have a resistor in it. So we're going to put it on flash to pass, or excuse me, flash for programming, and we're going to hit the start button, and we're going to let it crank up here. And I'm going to go ahead and do the key relearn on this thing and get this thing started and running, and I will definitely be right back. I thought it'd be pretty cool to show you guys because I do have to repair my wires. So y'all have probably seen these little things floating around right here. They're actually solder connectors, kind of like a crimp connector. I like to solder my stuff, but the older I get, the more I shake and the worse it looks. And so when you get older, you kind of got to find something a little bit better. Not saying I can't weld or solder. I just do better when I'm outside of a car, not laying up underneath it. But anyway, we're going to put this thing together, show you guys how it works. All you need is just a little bit of heat. So we'll see if this works. So I've already stripped my ends. We're going to stick this on here like they say. I've used several of these. I don't know if this one's too big. Nope, it ain't too big. Actually, I think it's just the right size. Shove it down in there till you get to the little plastic mark. Yep, that's right. I got my glasses out here. That comes with age too. So then you shove the other one down in here. Now when you're doing this, just apply a little heat, but at the same time don't burn everything up. Turn that off and let's get a little bit more light up under here. till you see the stuff melting. And I think it melted. And don't go tugging on it right away. You got to let it cool off. If you don't, you're gonna have to start all over again. I really don't want to use no butt connector, so I'm gonna let it dry. Or not dry, but get cooled off there for a minute. See what happens. It usually don't take but a minute, less than a minute. And I'm gonna give it a little tug and see if it actually worked. Kind of looks like it did melt, but then again, it kind of don't look like it did melt. If I have to resort to a butt connector, I will. That looks a little bit better, like it got it that time. Looks like it moved on up. So we'll wait a minute again. And that's this stuff's supposed to have already solder already in it, built into it right there, and it just takes a little bit of heat to actually get it activated. That's the first time I've used one that daggum small though, so I don't know how well that's gonna work. They come in these little kits that you can buy. I don't remember where I got this, but I saw them somewhere, and I bought them. And they got a bunch of different sizes in here. They're pretty cool. I think they'll be alright. So far they have worked out for me. All right, now see, that's much better. That's much better. I'm tugging it, it don't move inside. I'm happy with that. So, all right, give me a few minutes. Let me get this thing buttoned up, put it back together, and we'll go from there. Welcome back. So, the recap. Security code P1626 on a 1999 Ford Astro van. So I'm gonna recap and give you all the information how I laid it out early for you. So this basically is, like I said, a recap. So direct hit, punch in the VIN number or select the vehicle. Look for your particular vehicle, look for the particular code, go by the steps in here. You also need a wiring diagram. Wiring diagram shows you, if you go step by step on these things, on these procedures right here, 12 volts ground, reference voltage in, reference voltage out. So this particular wire right here, this red and white wire, no voltage out. I cut the wire just to make sure my wire wasn't shorted or a problem with these resistors or anything inside here. Still had no voltage. All right, we got that taken care of. I got everything put together and I went through the key relearn. These people actually send you step-by-step instructions on how to program your key or relearn your key. I'm gonna be honest with you, I read that. Somebody got some, I know I got bad grammar when it comes to typing, writing, and spelling, but I tell you what, Lord have mercy. Somebody needs to go back and redo that. Basically, it is a on and off procedure. Put it on, put your key on, set a timer of 10 minutes. After the light quits flashing, turn it off for 10 seconds. Turn it back on. Do that 3 times. And on the 3rd time, turn it off. Wait 10 seconds and your vehicle should start. Most cars will start sometimes with the first 10 minutes. But then again, you get into the trucks, it usually takes 3, and this is considered a truck. So, she's running. Security light's on right now. Security light will go off. Got all the man's stuff put back together. Now all I gotta do is contact him, say, hey, your vehicle's ready. He'll be happy. As again, GM does not offer this pass lock module anymore. So with that being said, I will post the description and the part number and the phone number to these people that I have, in case any of you guys out there run into a 99 or older pass lock type security system. I don't know what years they went up to on the pass lock, but it's probably in the 2000s too. They still have them out there. So that way, in case y'all need it, those people can actually help you guys out. Until then, y'all take care, and we appreciate y'all watching the show. So remember, please like, subscribe, send me some comments, and we'll talk and chat.